Welcome. In this video, we're going to do an unboxing and component overview of the X-Men core box for Marvel United. So we have seen the Avengers core box. So this is the X-Men core box for Marvel United. So looking on the back, seeing what all we have here. In the battle for mutant acceptance, the Brotherhood of Mutants see themselves as superior to ordinary people, hatching villainous plans to bend mankind to their will. But the X-Men uphold the principle that mutants and humans should live as equals and rise to meet every challenge. They'll travel the world in desperate struggle to protect the innocent, face down dire threats, and confront these villains once for all. As the fate of mankind hangs in the balance, the X-Men will stand united. So in this game, you take on the role of iconic X-Men cooperating to stop the master plan of a powerful villain controlled either by the game or by another player. Each villain unveils their unique master plan with cards that trigger different effects and threats that pose challenges across the different locations. Heroes must choose the cards to play from the unique deck carefully. They not only offer different actions and superpower to use, but also combine with the actions of other heroes to do the impossible. Build your storyline, unite your powers, and save the day. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. And like I said, this is for 1 to 5 players, so you can play solo or cooperatively up to 4. Or one person can play as a villain against the other 4. So you can get some free content there. Then we have our rule book, which is 16 pages with a rules summary in the back. Starting off with our overview, components, we've got a table of contents. Going through setup. So this is going to work very much like the previous Avengers version, except for the supervillain mode. Going over how you set that up. And of course, we still have the solo mode to where basically you shuffle 3 hero decks together and play that way. So we've got some punch boards here to track health, some crises and thugs and civilians. And they are going to punch out fairly easily. Standard size cardboard thickness. Then we have our action tokens and some special ones there. Easily punched out, as you can see. Then we get into our miniatures and other components. So getting a closer look at those. So 2 villains, 6 heroes, and then the purple ones I believe can be played as the super villain. And can be played both as heroes and villains. So taking a look at our locations. So we have 8 location cards here. So we've got Muir Island and Special Ability, Genosha, the X-Jet, Asteroid M, Weapon X Facility, Sentinel Space Station, the Hangar Bay, and the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning. Then our mission guide and villain cards. So we have our villain dashboard first, where we can put our villain cards and then our objectives underneath, and it lets us know what we get after we unlock each objective. Then we have Magneto with a special setup on the supervillain side, and then his other version, which would be the normal play. So Mystique as a supervillain and a normal villain. Then the Juggernaut and Sabretooth. And a closer look at our miniatures. We've got Sabretooth coming into focus. And the Juggernaut. And Wolverine. And Storm. Professor X. Cyclops. Beast. And Jean Grey. Mystique. And my favorite of them all, Magneto. And of course, we've got plenty of cards to look at. So before we get to the cards, I did overlook the villain tracker that we have. We have 4 mission cards for using Cerebro, clearing threats, rescuing civilians, and defeating thugs. And their other side showing what tokens we need to get on them to complete those missions. We have 3 challenge cards if we want to make the games easier, or harder, I mean. We remove certain cards from the deck. So for moderate, hard, challenge, and heroic. Then we'll get into our hero cards, and some will have a starting hand. So basically the way these work is you'll shuffle the deck and make sure the starting cards will be on top when you start drawing. So looking at what we have for Wolverine, so they all basically have a picture, the actions you can take. Some will eventually have some text or some additional special abilities. So here's his starting hand, healing factor. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you have less than 3 cards in hand at the end of a villain turn, you may draw a card. So that is Wolverine. Then for Storm, quick look at her cards. So Atmokinesis, I'm guessing is what that is. Goddess of Weather are her specials. Then Professor X, looking through his cards. So Genius, Intelligence, Leadership, Telepathy, and Mind Alteration. And Mystique has 2 starting hand cards. We'll see those here at the end. So her regular cards, changing form, interesting. So Spy Master, Metamorph, and another Metamorph. And Magneto, looking at his cards. Magneto Kinesis, Genius Intelligence, and Jean Grey. Taking a look at those cards. Major Telekinesis, Telepathy, then we have Cyclops with his basic cards, and then Optic Blasts and Leadership. And lastly, we have Beast and his basic cards, which will come into Regenerating Factor and Genius Intelligence. Then on to our villains. So Sabretooth to start off our villains. We basically got their basic actions and their threat cards. On this side, on their turn, basically goes how far they're going to move, activate a BAM ability, and what's going to spawn. So a quick peek at those cards. And then his threats that'll be coming out, Killing Spree, and No Place to Hide. Then we have the Juggernaut and his basic cards. Unstoppable Charge, Crimson Cosmo Armor, and his threats, Avatar of Satorax, or something like that. And then the Power and Seal. And Mystique with her base cards, Metamorphing, and then threats. Got Avalanche, Destiny, Pyro, hiding in plain sight, and Toad. And then Magneto with his base cards. Organic iron manipulation, his helmet, and the threats. He's got his force field, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Mastermind, and the Blob. Then for the new mode, we have our superhero cards. Some crowd control, taking you with me, strategic retreat, get ready, I have the hurricane, shake it off, thwart the plan, and to the rescue. And then our supervillain cards. Misdirection, saw that coming, covert operation, now you see me, caught alone, flexible plans, personal nemesis, terror in the streets, nasty surprise, sabotage, getting stronger, me too, and more crisis. And that is everything in the X-Men core box for Marvel United. As always, hope you enjoyed this unboxing, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.